there, guys? AnimeCore 85 here. First, I want to say I was just in a freaking heated argument with my computer because apparently my for some reason my little streaming software decided to just screw me over completely. So I apologize, guys, and also I do apologize if for some reason I'm a little bit upset right now, just because. Don't ask, okay? Don't ask. Anyways, last time, as you guys recall, we pretty much got to, defeated, Kelslick, and, yeah, and I spent a good chunk around finding the whole Tarkeef and mechanism and everything. So, today, we're gonna go, after, figure out what's going on with, Kisara, and probably go to our next realm. If you liked everything, that you saw here, and you do actually love my content, make sure you guys do actually click the like button. It really, shows that you guys are really supportive. And if you want to go a step further and want to be a big supporter, just click the subscribe button and bell icon with all notifications enabled, so that way you get up to date with content as well. I do appreciate you guys, showing me some support after me being a hiatus and also watching my whole channel update, so thank you guys so much. Alright, let's get started. I'm sorry for holding you guys up. Ah, damn it. No! Dang it. There we go.
Where did Kisara run off to?
You don't think she took off after Kelslick, do you?
No. Nagalan trusted her with his dream. She wouldn't do something reckless like that. Right now, I think she just needs time to think. What she does from here on out is up to her. She has to be the one to decide.
Alright. Proceed onwards. Oh yeah, and one of the games I forgot to mention that I was gonna probably do a Let's Play in the future for, is Cold Steel. And Cold Steel 2. And probably number 3 as well. But I will admit, though, I do actually like Cold Steel a little bit, just because there's a little bit more to it, but number 3 is actually better. I still have to play all the past games, but keep in mind, a lot of the games are really, like... They're really somewhat, what's the word? They're really somewhat, God, what's the word? Long. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Long. Jesus, what's wrong? Oh, yeah, of course. I'm tired, exhausted, and I just walked around. I walked around for an hour. You know, just to get the start off my morning. Alright. But yeah, I mean, the story for this is cool, but I think Berseria is really more interesting. And then Grace's F is pretty good, because of the whole friendship thing. But again, as I said in
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle? As
I said in the channel update video, essentially I said like how Grace's F has the fighting mechanic in that game is lackluster. And Vesperia is not good either in terms of the fighting mechanic, but I think it's mostly because I like the story instead of the gameplay, but I actually love the fighting mechanic in Berseria just because it's a little bit better, even though it's, I mean, a lot of button mashing, but at the same time, I just don't care.
In that case, you should depart via the south gate, rather than the one you arrived through.
Yeah, because one of this whole entire area is pretty cool.
I think there's someone in trouble here.
I don't care.
Well, let's see what they have to say.
That's the other thing too about this game is... Wait. That's where I'm supposed to go. That's the thing I hate about this one game is like it always like mentions, I think there's someone in trouble. Oh, I think that there's someone that needs our help. It's like, shut the fuck up, okay? Stop.
Yeah, there might be someone who could use our help.
I don't care. God. One thing I hate about this game compared to all the other Tales of games is, yeah. Sorry if I'm nitpicking, but that's what I just have to say.
After all that, Kisara never came back to see us.
I'm surprised she slipped away without us noticing. Where would she even go? I hope this place survives. You think the Danins and Renins have a chance of getting along? We didn't really do much to change things around here, did we?
This realm had its own walls to overcome. And in the end, it was the people themselves who decided to break them down, without any help from us. I hope they keep going. I really do.
Yeah, well, if you say so, I guess. Huh?
All right. I leave command of the Gold Dust Cats in your hands.
You've got nothing to worry about, Kisara. I'll do your brother proud.
Looks like it's time to go. Take good care of Zare for me. All right, Legil?
You've got it. Stay safe, Kisara.
Did you come to say goodbye?
Actually, I was wondering if you could use another companion.
Huh?
Well, we certainly don't mind you coming along. We just figured you'd stay behind and help rebuild. These people could use you.
I thought much the same thing. However, in the end, something changed my mind. Ever since Miguel died, I've been thinking a lot. About where I went wrong, what I should have done differently. You know, that sort of thing. It's true that our dream of coexistence saved many Danin lives, but we were naive and short-sighted. I was so wrapped up in my idea of how things should be that I didn't see the problems that existed right in front of us. I thought we had been given a utopia. And so I never bothered to look too far past its surface. I chose to be ignorant. And because of that, because of me, my brother...
Miguel's death wasn't your fault, Kisara.
Perhaps you're right. But in the end, it was me he entrusted this dream to. I learned that nothing in this life is free, or gained without sacrifice. Now that I know that, I'll just have to figure out what else I don't know.
So, decided to join us?
I have. And hopefully I can continue to protect El Demenencia from outside the dream world, for the sake of those still inside.
And here I thought you joined for an opportunity on my life.
In all honesty, I'm grateful to you. I truly am. I don't blame you for what happened. But I must also leave your service. No longer will I be defined by protecting a Renin Lord. From now on, when I fight to protect my dream. All I ask is that you do your part. That you fight alongside me. Not just for those who used to believe in your dream, but for those that still do.
True words.
Dohalim.
True words can't be said.
I understand. I'm no longer a lord anyway.
Well, this crew just gets bigger and bigger. All right, where to, team?
We make for Mahag Saar, the Valley of the Four Winds.
I was gonna say, true words can never be spoken, but those were true words right there. That's the thing I like about this game is I feel like a lot of these Tales of games really do share a well-rounded message to people who have no sense of understanding the real world. I mean, if you look around you in real life, a lot of people just are so ignorant. They're so like not down to earth. They don't look above them. They just have their heads down below, and they think everything is just perfect when it's really not. I mean, I think as George Carlin said, the whole entire world is full of shit. Governments are full of shit. Parents are full of shit. Everyone is, except for the people that have faith in themselves. That's pretty much it. And all of them don't. I mean, like, if you think about it, when you work at anywhere, no matter if it's a retail store or in a business sense or anything, a lot of people just are so ignorant and so stupid. Like, I've dealt with like several different people coming into Target, and a lot of them act like such robots. Like, a lot of them act like, okay, I'm gonna enter a store and I'm gonna first ask the employee where something is, instead of like literally finding it for themselves. When I go shopping, like Safeway for example, I always like look around. I always like when I first enter a building, I always look around first. I'll look around for the particular item. Whether, you know, I take around like one or two rounds of just walking around the store, figuring out where everything is first, and then if I can't seem to find a particular item, then that's when I ask a employee where something is. That's it. And people need to learn that, but you know what? People lack common sense. It's like as if common sense doesn't exist in this world when it should. And honestly, it's ridiculous. I'm sorry if I offended some people watching, you know, being part of this channel. I'm sorry if I offended you, but it's the truth. Sometimes, even though accepting the truth is hard, but what a person says is kind of makes a lot of sense, even if you're kind of the type of person that doesn't actually believe that. But it is what it is. I'm sorry. that is reality. Reality can be hurtful, but at times there's a lot of truth to it. I mean, if you think about it, you know, you live in an apartment and you are expected to charge like a super ginormous amount for rent, when really the amount for the place should be at least like below that. And you know, oftentimes I question like, what the heck is the whole entire thing? And when I look at it, the Danons and the Renans aren't different from Republicans and Democrats. Like, there really isn't a really big difference, if you think about it.
I'm amazed how easily you can move such a giant shield around like it's nothing.
Really? It's not actually as heavy as it looks.
It's really reassuring to have someone like you protecting us, though.
You know, I guess I never realized it before, but looking back, I've always been the sort to put myself in harm's way to protect those around me, even before I joined the Elderman and Sea Guard. So in a way, using this shield to keep you all safe feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You don't need to worry about protecting me. I don't plan on relying on you.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I don't protect people because they ask me to. I do it because I want to, and because I think it's the right thing to do. That goes for you too, Dohalim.
Me?
Yes. You see, you and I both want the same thing. We have the same goal. That means it's in my best interest to continue to protect and keep you safe as well. Even now.
I'm not sure how much protecting I'll need either, but I appreciate the thought. I'm sure you'll do us proud, Kisara.
Right. You can all count on me.
Give me 1 second, guys. Alright, sorry guys, I was writing a quick email to my landlord. Sorry about that. Alright.
What was Kelzalek even after in the end?
Isn't it obvious? Clearly he wanted the throne for himself, and was gonna have his goons execute Dohalim to get it.
He had to have known he couldn't hope to defeat a lord. He should have run while he had the chance, instead of holding himself up in the palace.
Maybe he thought he couldn't run? Either way, the outcome's the same.
So he got desperate and decided to go for broke?
One might argue that he was another victim of mine, in a sense.
Huh?
There is no greater calling in life to a Renin than the crown contest, yet I refused to take part. The shock he felt at that must have been truly immense. Enough to drive him to revolt, even though doing so meant defying Renin hierarchy.
I know I've said this before, but Danans and Renins wouldn't coexist here if it wasn't for your stance.
But that was no lofty idealism on my part, nor do I feel any pride at what occurred.
Spare us the pity party. You literally just joined us to uphold those ideals.
Shion!
No, she is absolutely correct. I shall speak no more of my misgivings.
Indeed.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Mahag Saar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
So yeah, that pretty much. So for those that actually missed the channel summer channel update, I did mention that I'm gonna go back and complete Scarlet Nexus after this LP, so that way you know we're all caught up with everything.
We're thinning them out. They
More like me.
Other than that, what I did actually today was I did actually that was cool. What I did actually I did actually pre-order the next installment for
I think it is?
Interspecies Reviewers, the manga. I mean, I love Interspecies Reviewers. It's so funny. I mean, if you guys haven't actually watched the anime, definitely go watch the anime. It's funny. It's actually clever. I love that.
There's
actually.
something in the water.
Ooh.
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes. Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod. You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done.
The fishing mechanic. Every game needs to show you how to fish because, I mean, it's a side opportunity to learn how to fish in a video game, but I don't really care a lot about fishing. I know other people do when it comes to fishing in video games, whether that be in Trails of Cold Steel or Harvest Moon or any game that actually has fishing involved. But I personally don't really care much for fishing. I have gone fishing before, but I just don't really have much of experience when it comes to fishing. Oh.
Hey, what do you think about that spot?
Good idea. I'll go for that one. Huh. Reel it in. Ugh. 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 Good fishers always keep their cool.
Alright, try this again.
Nothing's biting.
Try this again. Yeah, I quit fishing.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins. Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us. Okay!
Hey, you look like you know your way with a rod. I've been fishing a long time and have built up a good collection of equipment for it. I'll share it with you if you're interested. I just want one thing in exchange. All I ask is for you to show me records of any fish you catch. The more you catch, the more equipment I'll hook you up with. If you need anything, I'm always here. Don't be afraid to come up and talk to me. Alright, so the fishing expert found at Taka Pond can teach you the basics about fishing. If you show him your fishing notes, he'll tell you where to catch the fish and you hadn't found, as well as giving you, okay, yeah, we got it. Invitation to fish. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot to learn about fishing, but I honestly I don't really have much of an interest in fishing in general. I mean, that's just my own preference. It's not a horrible thing, but it is just a preference. Ooh, dead person! Yay, a dead body. Hey kids, want to see a dead body? Are they French? I'm trying to remember the quote from what's it called? Oh. Ooh, you're a lifesaver. Now I can get back to my Sorry, forget I spoke. Carry on. Don't mind me.
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my...
Ow.
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it.
Nice.
I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Indeed. Let's see, what does he have to offer? Let's see, so you can forge items. Is there anything to forge? Nope. That's the thing with this game is it's always like a little bit hard to find like what it is that you want to make when you don't have the necessary items. And in Berseria, it's kind of like the opposite, because unlike that, you can actually just buy new weapons and armor, and then you can just enhance them whenever you've got the time. It's one thing I actually like about Berseria. Let's see. Let's see. Is there anything else I need to buy? Oh, indeed. There we go. Let's see. Alright, buy 6 of these. And I'll buy some more Penantia bottles, and I'm good to go. Alright.
Did we really just spend that much money?
That's the thing too about Kisara. She'll always like, oh, do we really spend that much money? I'm like, oh, come on, what's the problem? We have like 30,000 gil or gall. So what's the issue here?
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
Vegetable juice, not really that interesting. Nochi, let's see. Ooh, an apple pie? Cheese fondue. I'll take a pork bun.
Hell yeah! There's no way you can complain about how this tastes!
Let's see. I'll talk to...
Rinwell, mind if we chat a little?
Poodle, come here, sweetie. Woo! Good boy.
What are you doing?
It's flying practice. Poodle doesn't really like to leave my side, but if I don't make him spread those wings every now and then, they'll start to weaken. It's important he practices. Also, I'm pretty sure he put on some extra weight. Ooh.
Probably because everyone keeps sneaking him snacks when you're not looking.
I knew it! I thought there was something fishy going on. Oh, it's really not good for birds to be overweight, you know?
Oh, really? I'm sorry, Rinwell.
You were feeding him too? You haven't been giving him anything he can't eat, have you?
I'm pretty sure everything I've given him has been okay. Just to be sure, though, why don't you tell me what he can't eat?
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Is something the matter?
No, not at all. It's just, for a really long time, Poodle was the only friend I had. So on the one hand, it makes me really happy to see everyone be so accepting. But on the other, it's a bit of an adjustment sharing him, you know?
Every one of us can see that he's like family to you. I can promise no one's trying to ignore your feelings or anything.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right. I'll talk to the others about it later.
Yay, I'm closer to Brinwell.
Poodle, let me know if you sense anything.
In your guys' opinion, who's the best girl from this game? I want to say it's
Another
Brinwell.
day, another Gald.
I don't know. I mean, Chion's good, but I don't know. Hard to deal with her sometimes.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Oh yeah, and the other one I got is Ghost Reaper Girl, which I actually just placed an order in since it actually just came out. So I mean, yeah. So it's cool. I actually like Ghost Reaper Girl. It's good good manga actually. If you wanna check it out, I would definitely recommend checking it out over on Amazon. But yeah, I think they're on season 5. I mean volume 5. Yeah, I believe it's volume 5.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a new beginning.
Indeed. Uh-oh. What do these critters even look like? I mean, to you guys, do they look like ogres or some knights in armor? I don't know, I think like they're a mixture of something. I mean, they're cool, I suppose. This is a pain. Why can't this Zoogle stand still?
All right.
Ah, perhaps it's time I deploy my secret weapon. I'll stop it right where it stands. Alright. Let's see. Don't lose this attack. Grows vines from the ground to ensnare enemies and strike them. Effective on fleet-footed enemies. This nullifies their evasive abilities and downs them. Alright.
There's nowhere to run from my arc. When he slows down, that's our chance. Can't get out of this.
It's like trying to keep up with a wall.
Prepare to be sealed. No further. Swallow blade. Try this. Prepare to be sealed. Actually, perhaps sound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing.
Swallow blade. Azure storm. It's time. No further. Fly. Swallow blade.
Here's evil.
Fly. Can't get out of this.
Damn it, it won't work.
Lunar corruption.
Do you require no further?
There we go.
Swallow blade.
So yeah, when fast enemies like wolves or monkeys appear, send in Dohalim. His boost attack will nullify their evasive abilities and keep them from dodging attacks.
Prepare to be sealed. Can't get out of this.
There we go. Yeah, the story for Ghost Recon Girl is really cool because I don't know, I just love it. I'm not gonna spoil anything for those who actually haven't read it, so.
Sleep now. Let's get you all tucked away.
Do you require help? No further. Swallow blade.
That came from. Now.
You're on.
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
Alright. Artifacts confer special effects simply by having them, some of which serve as bonuses that can be enjoyed. After clearing the game, you can toggle each of these artifacts on and off from the artifact effect list. You can now set 6 additional arts. Cool. Press Y on the art screen to switch between panels. Arts can set the second. Okay, that's cool. Treasure Hunter. Cool.
I sense a strange power from this.
That was a little close for comfort.
Alright. I think I'm gonna probably...
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here, because I want to call this video for, and I don't want to make this too long. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this cool, awesome episode for Let's Play Tales of Arise. Next time, we will proceed onwards to, I think, Mahag Saar, which will be our very next area that we will adventure off to, and of course, we're almost, I think we're at the halfway point now. I mean, we only have I think 2 areas left. We have Mahag Saar, and then we have the last one, which there is one mighty last human being that's really, really overpowerful, and he's ridiculous, but we'll get through it somehow. I'm not saying who it is, but some who have already played this game probably already know already. But I would definitely say don't share in the comment section for people who don't actually have never actually played Tales of Arise in their lives. And it's kind of funny how a lot of people I've talked to have never played a Tales game in their lives, which is actually funny. I mean, hell, I mentioned it at work and nobody even talks about it, or even actually has never played it in their first place, which is interesting. But yeah, other than that, again, thank you for watching this episode, and if you liked this episode, definitely go ahead and click the like button. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and of course, hit the subscribe button and bell icon if you wish to be a big supporter, with all notifications enabled, so that way you get some videos up to date and all sorts of new upcoming content. I've got all sorts of LP games planned, including Kingdom Hearts 3, which I forgot to mention in my update channel video. But yeah, you guys can go check it out. It's only about 12 minutes, and I kind of just go over everything from current to future. So there's a whole bunch of them. I have a whole bunch of others that I do have planned in the back of my mind. Possibly Mario Galaxy, either Mario Galaxy or Mario Odyssey, because Mario Odyssey is actually a really good game. I actually like Mario Odyssey. I think it's kind of, I mean, to me it's kind of on par with Mario Galaxy, but I would definitely say if you guys want to have a battle between Odyssey and Galaxy, you guys can go ahead and do that in the comment section. I'd be more intrigued to actually watch what the comment section has to say about those games. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. This is AnimeCore 85, and I'll see you guys next time for some more Let's Play, probably tomorrow, and future upcoming content as well. Alright, with that, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.